Channel Voices is sponsored by Meter. With Meter, you can deliver enterprise networking as a service to your customers, delivering fast, secure, and scalable connectivity. And for you, Meter brings a predictable, high-margin, recurring revenue model that helps you grow your business. Thanks to Meter for sponsoring. Go to meter.com/channelvoices to apply now. That's meter.com/channelvoices to find out how to partner with Meter and accelerate your business. Co-selling is quickly becoming the default go-to-market motion for high-performing vendors and partners, not just a nice-to-have experiment. In this Channel Chewsday episode, the focus is on why co-sell is exploding and, more importantly, how to make it actually work in the real world. Happy Channel Chewsday, it's Maciek here, and today we're chewing on a topic that keeps coming up in conversations with vendors, partners, and ecosystem leaders: co-selling. Why are so many vendors and partners doubling down on co-sell motions? And what does it really take to make them work instead of becoming yet another PowerPoint dream presented to your C-suite? Co-selling sounds simple on paper. Let's go to market together. But in practice, it's a mix of incentives, trust, process, and a lot of coordination. Let's unpack this in three categories. First, why co-sell has gone from niche to non-negotiable. Second, what good co-selling actually looks like today and in the near future, including hyperscalers and marketplaces. And third, some practical steps you can take to turn co-sell from chaos into a repeatable, margin-growing motion. Let's start with the why now. For a long time, vendors and partners ran in parallel lanes. A vendor's direct reps did their thing, partners did theirs, and best case, they didn't trip over each other. But a few big shifts changed the game. Buyers moved to the cloud and marketplaces. They started preferring pre-approved vendors, standardized contracts, and bundled solutions, not one-off products. And as CRN and others keep pointing out, margins on pure resale have thinned. So everyone is hunting for bigger deals, faster cycles, and lower cost of acquisition. Co-sell fits neatly into that reality. Canalys data shared by AWS shows partners who co-sell frequently see significantly higher revenue growth, higher close rates, and larger average deal sizes than those who don't. When a vendor's AE, a cloud hyperscaler seller, and a services partner walk into an account together, they can offer a complete solution. Plug into existing procurement routes like AWS or Azure Marketplace, and remove a lot of friction that used to slow deals down. So, what exactly is co-selling in this new world? Think of it as coordinated selling around a shared opportunity, not just trading leads. It's a multiple sales teams aligning on one account, combining their relationships, insights, and capabilities to win together. Co-selling might look like an ISV teaming up with AWS or Microsoft field sellers, listing the solution in the marketplace, and then bring in an SI or MSP to design and deliver the full project. It's not just about you sell my product, it's we build and sell a solution that makes sense for the customer and fits how they already buy. Hyperscalers have turned this into a system. Programs like AWS ISV Accelerate and Microsoft Co-Sell Ready give partners access to cloud seller teams, co-marketing funds, and importantly, quota retirement for those sellers when they bring you into a deal. That last bit is key. When the hyperscaler's rep gets credit for revenue that goes through the marketplace with your product in the mix, they suddenly care a lot about co-selling with you. Cloud marketplaces then close the loop by giving customers a familiar procurement path, often using existing committed spend. All of that sounds great, but here's where many co-sell efforts fall down. They rely on vibes instead of a structure. Co-selling only works when roles, expectations, and data flows are crystal clear. The best practice guides from ecosystem tools and alliances all stress the same basics. First, start with a real opportunity, not a generic let's partner chat. Bring something concrete to the table. An open deal, a named account, or a clear segment you want to attack together. Second, align on who does what in the deal cycle. Who owns the relationship? Who leads discovery? Who drives the technical validation? Who manages the commercial path? And how the services wrap will be handled. Then, trust becomes the multiplier. Co-sell best practices talk a lot about nearbound intelligence. That's basically using your partner's knowledge of the account to get smart fast. That could be inside info on stakeholders, insight into internal politics, or recent transformation projects that might support or block your proposal. But you only get that level of intel if partners see you as genuinely invested in their success, not just there to grab their relationships. That's why experts recommend starting your co-sell conversations with, what can we do to help you win? Instead of, what can you give me? Another thing that differentiates co-sell leaders is how seriously they treat enablement. It's not enough to say, we have a co-sell program. You need to equip your own sellers and your partner's sellers to work together. That includes training on how to position a joint value proposition, how to use marketplace listing as part of the pitch, and how to talk about commercial models that span licenses, services, and cloud consumption. Leading vendors go further by giving partners ready-made plays. For example, here's how we co-sell this solution with Azure into a regulated industry, including discovery questions, typical stakeholders, and a suggested services wrap. Operationalizing co-sell at scale is where the serious revenue shows up. Analysts and platforms emphasize that when you systemize co-sell, shared account mapping, standardized intake forms, mutual activity tracking, you can source a lot more pipeline and accelerate sales cycles. It also helps avoid the worst case scenario, 2 or 3 companies bumping into each other in the same account without realizing they're all chasing the same opportunity. So if you're listening to this thinking, okay, but where do we start? Here's a simple mental checklist. First, pick a small set of partners where co-sell motion actually makes sense. Maybe a hyperscaler plus 1 or 2 key SIs or ISVs where you already see overlap in your customer base. Second, define 1 or 2 clear joint offers. Not 20, 1 or 2 that solve a real customer problem end to end, where each of you brings something essential. Third, agree on your operating rhythm. Who logs the opportunity, how you share updates, and how you'll handle credit and conflict. And of course, measure it. AWS points out that multi-partner deals managed through their co-sell tools are several times larger than single partner deals. Canalys and others show higher win rates and faster closures when co-sell is done right. Those are the numbers that convince skeptical sales leaders and finance teams that this isn't partner playground. It's a real revenue engine. Co-selling is really about accepting that no single company wins the customer alone anymore. The problems are too complex, the buying centers too fragmented, and the tech stacks too interconnected. Vendors and partners double down on co-sell when they realize they close better deals with more stickiness when they show up as a team. The art is in making that teamwork repeatable. Aligned incentives, clear roles, shared data, and a culture that rewards collaboration, not territorial behavior. What's one thing that made a co-sell motion work brilliantly for you? Or one thing that broke it completely? Feel free to share. That's it for this channel Tuesday. Thanks for listening. Send us a topic suggestion for the next episode, and we'll see you next Tuesday for another channel challenge to chew through together.